My name is Scarlett Bustos.
And I'm Wes Sams. I'm the lead organizer for March for Science Sacramento.
And I'm the lead organizer for Tax March Sacramento.
How many people here love science? I want to hear you.
So here we are at the Science March in Sacramento. I think I'm alone once again. What the heck? Where is everybody?
So I'm trying to show you that science matters, facts matter.
Came out here with my sign. I saw that they were doing a live stream at this stage, so I decided to go over there with my pan sign, get right in the shot.
Between scientists and their findings, along with our indigenous ways of knowing and being, will help us all find our way.
I was asked nicely to move, and I said I wasn't going to. They said vaccines were not going to be a topic here today. I said, okay, well, I'm still not moving. And I got up there, and then another woman came over, and she said, you know what, I'm the permit holder, and this is a 501(c), and we can't be political. So, you know, we need you to move. And I said, that doesn't, me standing here doesn't change anything. And I told her, we're at a protest, and you're telling this protester not to protest. You know, this is straight communism. This is not freedom of speech. They're saying, well, that's not the message we want. So the woman said, you know, I own the permit, and I'm telling you to move. And I told her, and I'm telling you, I'm not going anywhere. This is freedom of speech. I'm at a protest. I'm protesting. This is the most important thing that is being protested at this Science March. And guess what? It has everything to do with what this march, with what these people think it's about. Of course, it's not really about that, but good science. So anyway, so I'm here. I've been getting my eye rolls from everybody, and then they thought they were going to bully me over by the stage and surround me. They're like, get close to him. Let's make him feel at home. But what they don't realize is this is a cakewalk compared to DC last year. What are you doing? You're on tape, dude.
Look at that. You have any fucking evidence, you bastard?
Why are you grabbing me?
Stop harassing this man.
Why are you grabbing me?
Leave him alone.
This guy's trying to trip me. This guy's trying to trip me.
I'm not trying to trip you. I'm just walking. You're getting in my way.
Right.
You're getting in my way.
Yeah,
I'm walking. Yeah.
Don't touch me.
I did not touch you.
Yeah, you just did. You just did.
Me.
So yeah, it's just a bunch of crybabies pretending like they're activists for one day a year, pretending like they're protesting. They're not protesting. This isn't a protest, you know. And then the funny thing is that woman said that vaccines wasn't going to be a topic, and I just heard some lady on the stage talking about how wonderful vaccines are.
I was also relieved that coming here today with my children, I didn't have to worry about them catching a deadly disease. Thanks to the pioneering work of scientists like Leila Denmark, Pearl Kendrick, and Grace Eldering, co-developers of the whooping cough vaccine. Mary Montague, an introducer of smallpox inoculation into Western medicine. Anna Williams, whose isolation of a strain of diphtheria led to the development of the vaccine. Isabel Morgan and Dorothy Horstman, whose research made possible Jonas Salk's development of the polio vaccine.
So anyways, I'm on the live stream for a while until they tried to block me. They were unsuccessful. Then they shifted the speakers over to the other side and then switched the camera shot over to the other side. So eventually they got me off. Here's the woman that tried to shut me down. So you want to tell people how you tried to shut me down? You're the permit holder and you try to stop freedom of speech?
We're a 501c3 organization, so we do not endorse or disparage any candidate.
You tried to get me to leave.
Yes, I did.
But I didn't go, did I?
You were in the shot.
Right, I know. Well, this is activism. This is real activism. This is protesting. This is the most important thing at the Science March. One day maybe you'll thank me. One day you'll think back and go, you know, that guy was right. What's that?
I'm a tax march.
Your tax march. Well, still. It's still important. You have kids?
I don't.
All right, well, don't vaccinate them.
Thank you.
If you have kids. This march is about not questioning science. They don't like Trump, and they don't like the Trump tax thing. It's, again, it's all over the place. It's kind of ridiculous. Let's see your sign. Now, did you know that every case of polio in the United States since 1994 was caused by the oral polio vaccine? That's why it got pulled?
Yeah, you could spare it, but you know, I was up there at the stage with you. Could you put that down?
No, I'm live right now.
No, you can put it down.
Oh, you don't? Come on, you're out here on a protest. Let's talk about it. It's on the CDC website since 1994. That's what people do. They walk away. They can't handle it.
No, that's not it, bud.
What is it?
You had the right to be up there and protest, and I agree. And I didn't like people trying to block your
I appreciate that. Thank you.
I totally agree with it. I don't agree with you, though. So it's one of those things where I would rather agree to disagree.
Which part don't you agree with, though?
I'm not going to talk to you about it.
Yeah, it's okay. That's kind of typical.
Whatever.
Oh, there we go. Okay, educate and vaccinate. Now, see, if you educate, you're not going to vaccinate. Now, if you educate, you're not going to vaccinate. Do you know how they do vaccine safety studies?
Yeah.
Do you know that it's without a control group?
Without it.
They do not do safety testing with a control group.
Which control group do you mean?
I mean, like, they're doing double-blind placebo-based studies.
Yeah.
They say you have 500 people, 250 get the vaccine, 250 wouldn't, and then you track them and you see the difference between the groups and you know whether the vaccine's doing something bad to the body. They don't do them that way. Both groups get a vaccine. The other group usually gets the old vaccine. The interesting thing is when Gardasil was tested, safety tested, they didn't have an old Gardasil vaccine. It was brand new. So they just put aluminum into the control group.
But isn't it worse to... Oh, you mean the old vaccine?
But my point is that we're not testing these to the standard, so we don't know what's happening. The things that are causing problems are things like aluminum and mercury and polysorbate 80. Now, when those things are on both sides, 5 people die on each side, they go, okay, well, the vaccine's not doing anything.
But if you have a group without vaccines and 100 people die, it's not really fair.
You might think that, though. But the thing is that most adults don't have any working vaccines in them. See, like a lot of people don't realize vaccines don't last forever. Most vaccines only last 5, 7, and 10 years. The polio vaccine lasts 18.
Yeah, but that's a period of time where you're most sensitive for measles and stuff.
That is true. That is true, yeah. But, I mean, but actually the most scariest time to get measles is when you're 1 year old.
Yeah.
Now, we actually built up herd immunity by disease by our parents getting measles and then passing immunity to our children through their breast milk for that first year. Now they've actually, the vaccine has created immune-compromised children. So now the first year of life, they're immune-compromised, and the only solution is to vaccinate everybody around them. That's dangerous. These guys are laughing.
No, I mean, I'm laughing. Check them.
Well, it's true. What part are you laughing at?
Check the measles out.
What's that?
I'm not engaging with you. Kick rocks.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean...
Yeah, I mean, you should check your disease history. Check how many people died of measles and polio. Check that and compare, like, do you rather have that or do you rather...
Measles is classified as a skin rash. I mean, nobody's died from measles in the United States in forever.
Yes, the contrafacts, it just happened a few years.
No, they've gotten measles. They don't die.
They do.
Thousands of people have gotten, I'm saying, in the United States in the last several decades, thousands of people have gotten measles and not died. Mortality from measles had decreased by over 99% before the vaccine was even patented. These are facts. They're facts.
So, what do you do research?
People aren't going blind in the United States from measles. I mean, in undeveloped countries where they're unhealthy.
So what's your field of research?
What's that?
What's your field of research?
I'm just a person that's interested.
Yeah.
You're not interested. You're not here with an open mind. You're here to yell at people.
Yeah.
That's why you're
No, my business is really. No, I want to make sure that they can hear us. I'm surrounded by hundreds of people.
That's why you're here, and I'm suggesting you kick rocks.
No, I'm here for good science. No. I'm just raising my voice. I'm not yelling. My voice is a little bit loud. No, this is a protest. I don't have to go anywhere. But if you're done, are you done talking? Are you done?
Because we're tired of you.
Oh, well, I was talking to her. Are you done, or do you want to continue?
I just want to say that, like, we're trying to make everything safer. Every time we're trying to make everything better to, like, have people survive diseases.
Right.
Yeah, and it's getting better and better.
But it does scare me that we're not doing tests without a control group. That's scary to me.
Yeah,
It's unethical to give medicine to people without testing it to the standard. That's unethical.
They did that in the beginning when they started forming the vaccines. They did the control group and they saw it was better to vaccinate than not. Then when you make new vaccines, you test to the old vaccine. So then the control group was already like.
But the problem is that we are in a different state now. Also, you gotta understand where when I was a kid, the vaccine schedule was 24. Now we're up to over 75, and we're also living in a much more toxic environment. So when we are injecting toxins into our babies, who are more toxic than ever because of the environment, because of their parents, that's when they have a toxic overload, and then injury happens. So basic.
Yeah.
What's that?
What's toxic overload?
Toxic overload is injecting your children with aluminum. No, that's not toxic.
Like, you're a science guy. Operationalize that for me, buddy. Like, what do you mean by toxic overload? Like, is that like a syndrome, or is that like a fancy magic word you're making up, or what is that?
It's very simple. It means too much toxins in the body causing a reaction. Things like aluminum, things like.
Okay, so what are the reactions? Quantify. What are we talking about?
Yeah, and how much?
We're talking about all kinds of things. Sorry about that.
Name 7.
Tell me which one. Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Transverse myelitis.
And you have double-blind studies to show that's connected to vaccines.
Well, if you look at the inserts, if you look at the inserts on the vaccines, yes.
It says transverse myelitis.
Absolutely. There's a laundry list. It even has autism on several of them.
Really?
Yeah.
Which ones say that?
I'm sure exactly which ones. I think.
So that's vaccine scientists not doing science, I guess. Then, if they're saying it'll cause autism, because we know that's.
How do you know that? Only one vaccine's been tested.
Yeah.
Only one vaccine's been tested, and there's only been 3 studies done by the government, and one of them, the lead scientist came out and said it was fraudulent, and that they found that it was increasing autism. But you don't know that, do you?
Science, bro.
What's that?
Not everyone's like that into science. I get it. You know.
No, yeah, I'm clearly much more educated on it than you are.
Fortunately for you, all these people are going to keep you safe by actually believing in real science.
No, I'm vaccinated. I'm the next vaccine. All your vaccines have worn off, dude. You know they've all worn off. All the vaccines you had as a kid, they don't last forever. They last forever? Well, that's not from vaccines.
It literally is. That is what it does.
No. Vaccines last 5, 7, and 10 years. Polio lasts 18. That's a
You
fact.
develop your own antibodies.
Hey, postdocs, can I borrow you for a second? We need to grab a picture.
Yeah.
You're not invited, though.
Oh! All right. So as you can see, like, these people think they're very, very educated on science, but they really aren't. And that's the sad thing is it's the mindset of a lot of these people. They don't know. They really don't know. I mean, she didn't know that vaccines were not tested with a control group. None of them knew that. But then they make excuses for it. You know, not one of them says, "Really? Testing without a control group? Whoa!" Another person, don't wait, vaccinate. You know, vaccine science is really, really poor science. Did you know that they don't test with a control group?
Wow. What's your source?
The insert in every vaccine?
No. What's your source?
The CDC, the FDA. I mean, it's not really a question. They don't test with a control group. It's the only medicine that does that. You didn't know that?
Okay, but how many lives have been saved because of vaccines for polio, for vaccines for how many other diseases?
Well, I mean, that causation doesn't equal correlation, so that's kind of a difficult thing to do. But when these things have been decreasing before the vaccine was even patented, it's hard to. Oh, you're done?
I'm done.
All right, yeah. Well, see, that's what happens when you make a good argument. See, she should just come back. But she see, like, that is what I'm talking about. She's like, "What's your source?" She doesn't, like, she's out here protesting for vaccines. She doesn't know that they're not tested with a control group. What's your source? The FDA. That's not even a question. We all know that. It's crazy. So this is, it's great to come talk to these people, and it's too bad. At least that one woman was pretty nice. She talked to me for a minute, but a lot of these guys just shut down right off the bat. And I really think it's because they know that they really don't have the argument. They're not educated, so that's why they don't want to have the conversation. They're out here protesting, I mean, she's protesting vaccines are wonderful. Here I am. Let's have the conversation. Oh, there's Beaker again. Drink some water, Beaker. I don't want him to pass out from heat exhaustion. Oh, I didn't tell you. So, I was standing in front of the live stream, well, behind the live stream with my sign, and so I guess their solution was to stick a bunch of protesters around me. So the woman next to me starts asking me, why, you must know somebody who's been injured. And I said, yeah, my son. She's like, well, it wasn't vaccines. And I'm like, really? How do you know? No, it wasn't vaccines. And it doesn't cause, whatever happened to your son, it doesn't cause that. I said, absolutely it does. It's in the insert. It absolutely is. I went to Johns Hopkins, one of the best hospitals on the planet, where they confirmed that. It's just insane. This woman's telling me what didn't happen to my son. This woman who just walks up. That's how brainwashed these people are. It's pretty rude. But whatever. I got a thick skin. I would love for some of these people to go turn around and go look up some of the things that I said. Go look up and say, they should say, wow, tested without a control group. That should pique their interest. Or when I said that only one vaccine has been tested for the link to autism, and only 3 of those studies were done by the government, and one of them had the lead researcher saying it was fraudulent, and then it did connect that vaccine to autism. Of course. I don't think they're going to look it up. So they've been so thoroughly convinced that speech like that is insane that they won't investigate it. And so that's really unfortunate. But that's the brainwashing that happens, It kind of makes me feel icky out here with all these people. But I get it. I mean, a lot of us didn't know. So Derek Cressman was the Democratic nominee. I reached out to him to be interviewed because I wanted to talk to him. I kind of thought a Democrat would have the best chance against Pan, so I was very interested in him. And we had set up an interview. We set up a date. He found out more about me because he ran my name. He messaged me back and nicely said, But then when he didn't get the Democratic nomination, he dropped out. But he's here. He's up at the front where it's really loud, so I can't really talk to him. And I don't even know if he really wants to talk to me anyways. I have a feeling, I don't know this, but I have a feeling he probably agrees with a lot of the vaccine policies. I mean, I just wanted to know from him that he wasn't going to be doing any legislation like that. I'm a Republican. I'm not down with a lot of this Democrat stuff. But if he could have assured me in some way that he was for parents' rights and not taking those away and not mandating vaccinations, I would have been for him. But I couldn't get that out of him. But yeah, now he's out of the race. All right, I'm looking for Cressman. I don't know what the point is to even talk to Cressman. They just ask him what happened. He's got an impeach now sign over there, walking with his dog. I wonder if he'll remember me. Derek, what happened? You dropped out.
Oh, no, I just postponed.
You postponed for 4 more years.
4 more years.
Now, if you run 4 years from now, are you the type to protect parents' rights to make their decisions for their children, or maybe not so much? Where are you at with things like that?
I think parents should make decisions for their children.
You do? So you support their rights? And you'll defend them? If you become senator someday, you'll defend them?
Why wouldn't anyone defend parents?
That's what I want to hear, brother. All right, thank you. I'll leave him alone. I don't think he wants to engage too much. So that's fine. I don't know if I was very convinced, though. Were you guys convinced by that? I don't know if you could hear him. He was kind of mumbling. So there's the Capitol. That's where it all happens. That's where we see the corruption, the lobbyists calling the shots, running the senators, running the politicians. It's not people. It's the lobbyists. somebody like Pan, good luck if you're a constituent meeting with them. Are they still live streaming on this thing? Let me get back on the live stream. Hey guys, back on their live stream that has less people than are on my account watching. That's okay. You'll build up your audience someday. Oh boy. It's like a religion. Science, science, science. Shut up, it's science. I'm gonna sign off. I've done my thing. I've represented. Maybe a couple people will look up some of the information that I've shared. That's great, Shannon. They are blinded by science. It's turning into a religion. It's really. I feel bad because a lot of these people, they're not thinking it through. They're really not. There's so many really intelligent scientific minds that just don't think through what they're saying and what they're here for, what they think they're standing for. It's more like an anti-Trump rally than anything else. All right, I'm gonna walk around, try to have some more conversations. It's kind of difficult holding the sign and holding this up. My arm's starting to get sore. I am gonna go talk to some people some more and try to have some good conversations. All right, I'm glad I could come on and share with everybody. All right, until the next time.